Well, for more on this, let's get the latest with France 24's Noga Tarnopolsky in Jerusalem. Noga, the Strait of Hormuz is clearly then still a point of contention with those tit-for-tat strikes coming amid efforts to reopen the waterway without Iran's oversight. But now there's talks of a cessation of hostilities, and there's a US media report about talks set to be held in Doha on Tuesday to resolve these issues. What can you tell us?
Right. Well, the principal thing we can say is that it really is something of a chaos. It's difficult to know where these contacts between the two countries are going. So, as you say, after several days of pot-shotting at each side, Iran and the United States, what we heard yesterday via the American media outlet Axios from a White House source is that they had agreed to stop shooting back and forth, and that they would meet in Doha, in Qatar, tomorrow. So it's unclear if that is a departure from the Switzerland-based talks that had been planned for this week and that apparently have been suspended, if this is just like a Band-Aid over the explosion of those talks, or if this is a new way to continue those talks. We also heard that there was significant damage done by Iranian airstrikes at U.S. assets in the Persian Gulf nations, including loss of life. At least one Kuwaiti citizen was hit by shrapnel and killed. There are apparently more people wounded. So what we're seeing, in fact, is this memorandum of understanding between the United States and Iran could still bring to some sort of success or some kind of stability, but the route to that aim still is very unclear. One of the reasons for that is that the United States sponsored the Israel-Lebanon talks that were just signed last Friday and that contradict some of the precepts in the original memorandum of understanding that had given basically Iran the right to represent Lebanon in international talks. So there's a lot of uncertainty, in even a lack of clarity from the White House that may not have realized to what an extent these two documents contradicted each other. But we're not yet at full-blown war, and it appears that neither side wants to get there.
Well, you mentioned Lebanon there, Noga. A US brokered agreement signed by Lebanon and Israel on Friday is already being threatened with the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah saying it has the right to respond to Israel after it destroyed a tunnel in southern Lebanon. What can you tell us about that?
Well, first, let's discuss what did happen late last night, because it really is remarkable. And I think it might serve as an important wake-up call for those of us who are covering this conflict as a series of, endless disputes, endless skirmishes, sometimes very deadly. Yesterday, the Israeli armed forces, apparently having initially warned the United States or informed the United States, the Israel Air Force blew up a tunnel. When I say a tunnel, it's a massive underground structure looking larger than a hangar, able to host what looked like an entire fleet of drones. This is from Hezbollah propaganda pictures. The IDF for now has only released shots of the bombing of this site, but something truly massive, an underground, basically stock of weapons that the Israeli army says this structure was built by Iran, directly by Iran. A good reminder that Iranian top officials were at that border until fairly recently with the aim of preparing an invasion of Israel. So we have above ground, as you said, a long weekend of shooting back and forth. There are several casualties on the Lebanese side. An Israeli soldier was killed in this back and forth. Israel claiming always that it's retaliating against Hezbollah. Hezbollah claiming it has the right to shoot at Israeli forces so long as they're in Lebanon, something that they are permitted to do within the context of this framework understanding sponsored by the United States, as you said. And now, yesterday, this massive, massive destruction. It's unclear. We have not heard, and I have not heard any reports of casualties as a result of this. But you're right. Hezbollah says they have the right to respond. And this will, in the end of the day, depend to a great extent on Iran. If they want to hold these talks, they want to continue talking with the United States, they're going to have to keep Hezbollah quiet.